Hey guys, it's me, Charlie. So today I'm doing a video on Rosey Bourkes and how to breed them. And I'm doing it in my bird room, so it may get a little loud in here. Sometimes when I talk, my birds end up talking along with me. So I have 3 Rosey Bourkes. I have a male and 2 females. And just a few minutes ago, I stuck in this nest box. This is a parakeet nest box that I just bought at PetSmart. And it is meant for parakeets, and Rosey Bourkes are about the size of parakeets, just a tiny bit bigger. And I have some pine shavings in there and a little bit of orchard hay and some timothy hay mixed in. And I have a male and 2 females in here. And these are actually the babies that I hand raised since they were about 3 weeks old. And I ended up having a male and 2 females. So what I'm hoping is that this is the male here, and the female's up there, and there's another female down here. And I added a skinny perch in here because I still haven't had the time to grab some small perches to put in here because they have little feet. And in order to successfully breed birds, you have to have perches that fit their feet perfectly, because if it's too big, they'll slip off every time they grab on. So this will be the main perch that I grabbed from outside. It's a stick that I grabbed from outside, and I bleached it, and I brought it in. And these guys will be breeding on the stick. And see, that perch back there is way too big, so it's hard for them to breed. So I just put this nest box in there. It fits in there perfectly. It won't fall forward. It won't go sideways. It's just perfect. And this is a large cage, even though it's kind of hard to tell. It's made by Cage Connections, Superior Design and Craftsmanship. I don't know. It doesn't have any other details. It looks like it was a cage that was about $169.99. Hey guys, it's me, Charlie. So on the last video that you were just watching, it kind of cut out, and the reason why is because I ran out of memory. So I'm doing another part to this and trying to remember where I left off, but I don't remember it all. So let me give you a quick update. So this is my breeding pair trio of the Rosey Bourkes, and it's a parakeet. Now, they're not your average parakeets that you can find at Petco at the pet store. You can find these at a pet store, but these guys are called Rosey Bourkes. And I've had a few people laugh at the way we call them Rosey Bourkes because they call them something else, or they say it a different way in Australia and a couple other places. And they left some comments about that, so I'm not really sure what you guys call them or how you say them. But we call them Rosey Bourkes here in Seattle, or even just, I guess, in the United States. So this is my little male, and he's got 2 females, and they have a nest box in here. This is a parakeet nest box that you can buy at the pet store, which I do remember saying on the last video. You want to make sure that when you're breeding these birds, that throughout the entire time you've had them... Oh, look at him display. Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that with him. Look. Oh, he's got to groom himself. He's pointing at the nest hole. He's dancing. He's telling the girls, which one female there, and one on the bottom, that there's a nest box. And he's going to go in, I bet. He's probably been in there. I'm not sure. Now, today's date is October 31st, 2011. It's Halloween. And that's so cute. So what I was saying is that make sure the entire time you have these guys that you give them all the proper nutrition, vitamins, supplements, minerals, calcium, cuttle bone, oyster shell, grit, sprouts, dandelions, grass, nice green grass from outside, spinach, fruits and vegetables. Now these guys, per bird of this size, which is the size of a parakeet, they're a little bit bigger than a parakeet. They're like an English parakeet. I would only give them like 1 teaspoon of food per bird. So it's not going to be very much that you're going to stick in a container. And that's because they're not going to eat it all, and it's going to spoil and rot and get stinky and have little flies. So look at him. He went in where he's going in. So these guys are about a year... Kyla, get away from there. I'm telling my little chihuahua to get away from the cockatoo, because I don't want her to get bitten. Kyla, away. Now. Good girl. So these guys are about a year and maybe 4 months. And I decided to wait until they're about 1.5 years old to breed them. So I think they're 1.5 years old. I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back on the videos when you guys saw these guys when they were babies. I realized also they're not related, so that would be perfect for breeding. And I'm going to have some babies from these guys. So we're going to see what happens if they like each other as 3 Rosey Bourkes. They're really, really super tame. I can kiss them on the beaks and hold them and tickle their little booties. And they just don't mind. So they're my tame breeding pair, which is what I have with a lot of my birds. And look at the female. She's actually looking at the hole. You see her? She jumped down. Now, another thing I forgot to tell you, put some perches right in front of their nest box hole, because did you see what they did? The male was actually peeking in, and it actually stimulates them to go into the nest box. It also helps make it easy for them to start breeding. And then put a couple other perches in there for them to choose where they're going to mate. The perch is down below, and this one here is way too big. If they mated on that, they'd both slip off because it's just way too oversized for their little feet. So you got to make sure that the perches are feet appropriate. Not too big and not too small, because if it's too small, they'll scratch themselves with the nails. They'll have feet problems. If it's too big, they'll fall off of it all the time, and they'll fall when they're sleeping, and that could be a real mess. You know, they could hurt themselves. At night, when these guys do fall off those perches, the entire bird room starts flying like crazy. And I use a night light in here to keep them from not being able to see. So it's really important if you breed birds or you have birds as a hobby, or for just, you know, have them as pets. Make sure you have some sort of light for them, like a night light, because it makes it much easier for them to come back to, you know, reality, because they're dreaming and they fell asleep and they fell down, and then they'll be able to find their way back to where they were sleeping. So I don't know what else to say on this. You guys can definitely leave a comment. Every time I talk in the bird room, all my birds start talking and whistling. So if you guys have any questions or comments, don't forget to subscribe. Leave your comment below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Let's see. Bubble gum, bubble yum, bubblicious. You know, I just realized I did this video in close-up. There's the distance button. That would look so much better if I would have did this video in the distance. I always forget to switch from close-up to distance. I wish it would just do it on its own. Oh well.